Welcome to Shiny New Clients, the marketing podcast that helps you attract shiny new clients to your business. We talk about social media marketing. I'll give you actionable strategies to get more clients today and the mindset that it takes to grow a business, all in 25 minutes or less. Whether you're an online business owner or have an in-person service or even a course or membership, if you've got a service-based business, this is the show you need to fill your calendar. I'm Jenna Harding, your new marketing coach, and this is Shiny New Clients. You want to get more clients and help more people and make it consistent revenue. But maybe right now you've been pouring your heart out on social media and something's just not clicking. The sales are not coming through. You know you have an offer that people want because people have bought it from you before. This isn't something that's brand new. You have put it out there. People have bought it. You have worked with real clients. But there's some sort of disconnect, and the content you're posting is not resulting in new clients booking with you. Well, today we're going to figure out why. We're going to use the 3 M's of sales to figure out where the missing link is for you. Yes, I made it up, but it's gonna work. If you are watching this podcast now via video, what are you talking about? This isn't a shed. It's definitely heated. I'm not wearing a coat. I am too talking into a microphone. If you are just listening to this podcast, like most of our listeners, as an audio only podcast, everything's normal. Nothing's weird. I'm out at my sister's right now. My microphone broke. I reserved a space to record my podcast. I was supposed to guest on somebody else's podcast actually, and then the space got double booked. Like, you know what? Mercury's in retrograde right now, but we're going to do the thing. All right. I'm going to start with the first M of our 3 M's of sales. And this one is mindset. And I want you to know when I started my business and got into the world of business mindset, business coaching, started learning from people, I thought mindset was a load of hooey. A load of hooey. And if somebody was trying to give me mindset advice in a podcast like this or a lead magnet or a coaching container, my response would be, no, I'm going to go do something that's practical. I want actionable advice, not that nonsense. And you know, I make a habit of giving you a ton of actionable advice on this podcast. And also, unfortunately, after coaching hundreds of business owners, I have realized the mindset, it has such a big impact on how much you are selling. So let me give you an example. And I'll link to a podcast below this episode. I just talked about this a couple weeks ago regarding a couple things that get in the way of you making sales that are mindset based. Like if you feel like selling is icky, if you are worried that when you sell in your post, you're going to annoy your friends and family, then that's going to show through when you do sell in your posts. And that's not a posts issue. That's your mindset issue, right? And then from there, once we identify that as a mindset issue, we create strategies and show you how to post in a way that feels good and in integrity. But it has to start with the acknowledgement of where your head's at. If you don't believe that you can get people results, that's directly mindset. It's going to show through in every word that you write. If you say things like, I don't want to sell, I just want to show up and have my work speak for itself, that doesn't work anymore. That, again, is mindset. That is boiling down to some sort of belief you would need to boil it down to figure out where your belief came from, but it could be something like, people don't want to be sold to, or I feel like I'm taking from people when I sell to them. None of that is true. We dig into stuff like this in Magic Marketing Machine all the time because that's not true. Selling is not bad. Selling is neutral. You can't force anyone to buy anything. You can't take that autonomy away from them. And even when you're making that offer, if you feel like you're forcing them, that's not going to feel good for anybody. And it's also not true. And so I'm not going to solve all the world's sales mindset problems today in just 2 minutes, but it is a truly important thing. It's not a load of hooey. You need to believe that people benefit from your offer and that selling to them and offering them a solution is going to improve their life, their health, their wealth, etc. If you don't believe that, it's going to show through in every word you write. Moving on to M number 2, the second M is messaging. A sign that the messaging might be the issue here, and that's why you're not making as many sales as you want. A big sign of that is when you sit across from someone, like on a discovery call or at a networking event, you're easily able to convert them, but then people don't buy on their own from your website, your emails, your Instagram. And this is really common because, written marketing is a skill. Instagram marketing, all of it, it's a skill. I teach it every dang day. That's my whole job. So if people buy from you when you talk to them, but they don't buy after they read what you've written, that's just a messaging problem. That's actually probably one of the easiest ones to fix. Here's something, and we just talked about this in a recent podcast episode. I think it was called Fix These 2 Things and You'll Sell 10 times more. But this is a situation where both your messaging and mindset need to be, adjusted. And this is where you are afraid to say that you can get people results because you don't know how to say it in a way that doesn't make it sound like you have false promises or like you're inflating the results, right? So then you're too scared to promise people results. And yes, there's definitely nuance there. So you don't want to look like you're lying. You don't want to mislead people. And then you don't talk about the results enough. So then your messaging becomes weak and it looks like you can't get people results. And people aren't trusting you enough to buy from you because the messaging is now so weakened because of the mindset of, I don't want to make false promises and I'm scared that I'm going to lie to people and mislead people, which let me say, that's because you're a good person. Again, this is one of those problems that has come up because you're a good person, and that is amazing. And we're not going to take that away from you, but we are going to work on your messaging and figure out a way to be convincing and to build trust in your followers and your leads without lying. People need to trust you. They need to clearly hear the results that they're going for without you promising something you can't deliver on. One of the benefits of Magic Marketing Machine, which is my program, is you get so much communication with the coaches and myself that you have that outside eye being like, hey, you are downplaying what it is you do. You can beef this up. You can promise more. You can get more excited about it. And you're staying within the bounds of reasonable expectations. You can have that outside eye. So often I look at my clients' posts and I'm like, hey, you are underselling yourself here. Or this messaging actually isn't clear as an outsider, right? When you are so inside your business, you're looking at it every day and you're so clear inside your head on what it is that you do, then we can, again, have this hard time translating that into writing, into content, into your promotional materials. So by having an outside eye, we can be like, yes, big check mark, or no, let's tweak it. If when you're having a sales conversation with someone, so maybe again, that's like a free consultation, discovery call, coffee chat, whatever it is, they say things like, I just need to talk to my husband first. Or, ooh, that's more expensive than I thought it would be. That's actually a messaging problem. If you've sold this offer before and they've bought it, right? So we've proven the offer. And then you're having people say, oh, I don't know. Then it's messaging. You're either sitting across from the wrong person because the messaging was unclear, or the right person doesn't understand the value because the messaging was unclear. It all comes back to that. It's not super sexy, this messaging stuff, but it really is at the basis of everything. That's why we start with it in Magic Marketing Machine, but you don't see me talk about it a ton when I'm selling Magic Marketing Machine because it's not like the sexiest stuff, but it is the key to everything. Your Instagram engagement going up, your views going up, your followers going up, and the sales coming in the door. It all comes back to, if I say the word messaging one more time, it's going to lose all meaning, but the words you use, the angles you hit. The third M, it's money. The third M is money. It should have been selling, pitching, something like that. But money made this 3 M's, and that has a ring to it. So I went with money, but the real concept here is you have to ask for money. You have to shoot your shot. You have to make the pitch. You have to offer your services. Something I have seen, I have done a lot of Instagram audits, probably hundreds, because we often use it as a bonus for Magic Marketing Machine. So often people will say that they are not making sales from Instagram, and I'll look back at their last like 9 posts, 3 rows of 3, and they haven't sold. You have to sell. You have to sell consistently. In Magic Marketing Machine, we say sell a little all the time and a lot sometimes. And what that looks like in the strategy we teach is every week you're selling a little bit. You're definitely talking about your offer, or you're growing your email list. And then occasionally, whatever that looks like to you throughout the year, you're using our sales push strategy and doing a big promo of some sort. That doesn't mean a discount, just to be clear, but you're selling a little bit all the time and a lot sometimes. You could be jumping up in your stories and selling every single week and making offers and inviting people onto sales calls. I heard this once described as inviting the sale, and I really like that. If you're thinking about it, if your mindset is that you're pushing people to buy, yeah, you're never going to do it, of course. But if you're offering a solution that somebody out there is looking for, then it is in their best interest that you put that solution in front of them and give them the autonomy of deciding whether or not they want it. Is now the time that they want to change their life? Is now the time, and is this the right environment for them to make a change? Let them decide. They're going to decide at the end of the day, but you need to make yourself available so that they know that there's a solution out there. All right, which M was yours? Is it M1, M2, or M3? Or if it's something else, leave a comment on the show and I will make an episode about that something else, all right? If there's something else that you think is your struggle, I guess it could be visibility, getting more eyeballs, more leads in the pool. Like if there's something else, let me know and I can cover it, all right? And if your thing was money and you're not pitching yourself, there is a free sales post template under this episode. It's the template that my client used to get 10 sales calls in 3 hours. Another client has used it to sell out her offer. Yes, really. So you can go ahead, fill out that formula. There's a podcast that accompanies it to tell you how to fill it out, and you could post that by the end of today. It's also kind of works as a workshop. So if you do have holes in your messaging, it can help you find them sometimes as well, which is good. Like if I ask you a question and you don't know the answer to it, we're like, okay, bingo, that's what we need to do next. There's no thermometer in this shed, but my phone says it's -4, feels like -11 outside. So don't say I never did anything for you.